Hi, friends. Hello, Nicole.
Hi, friends. Hello, Eric.
How are you doing on this sad Eviction Thursday?
Uh, rough. I'm doing rough. Is that a good term? That was a tough episode to watch. I did not want to see him go, so I'm just like having a moment. I'm okay.
Why,
Yeah.
why, why was it tough?
It was tough, in general, because I didn't want to see him go. It was tough because I didn't like the way he was treated all episode. Just gonna come out and rip off the band-aid really quickly, and I promise I won't bring it up the whole time. Slightly triggering, and that's not me, I'm just stating a fact. It was slightly triggering, but I'm okay. We're gonna get past it. We're gonna talk about the episode.
Oh, I get what you're saying now. Okay,
Yeah,
fine. Nicole is triggered
I am.
because I'm gonna assume because of the not hugging him when he was leaving, feeling and making Josh feel as if he has no friends. Well, that's a great point, Nicole. And you don't want to make us feel like we have no friends, so make sure wherever you are watching this show that you follow, like, subscribe. It is a great way to help support these shows, keep them going if you want more content when the season's over. So make sure that you guys do that. Of course, sharing the show. Share it now. Let people know that we're live. Share it after. Maybe you think someone will like what they see. Of course, if you are having trouble where to keep up with all of our content, head over to our website, hellofriendspod.com. Check out the Find Us Live page for all of our socials of where to find myself and Nicole. Our updated schedule will be there this weekend. And then
Woo!
the website will be updated at some point. I don't know. I'm just one person.
You are just one person, and you're an amazing person that's doing a great job. And also, who's also one person each, but numbers add up?
Who?
Podcast listeners. So if you're listening to the audio version of this, please be sure to leave a positive review, a 5-star rating, and share it with all of your ear hole pleasurable friends.
I love earhole pleasured friends
Yes.
very, very much. Here's the thing, Nicole.
Here's the thing.
I like I felt I mean, I guess I don't know. I feel like if we don't address it right now, is it going to bother you all show? Should we just get it out of the way?
What would you like to address?
I mean, clearly you are upset about the treatment of Josh and
I
the way that
am.
he went out.
I'm I'm very upset. I'm upset as a viewer. I'm upset as someone who has played the game. I'm upset as someone who has gone through a similar experience. Um, and what I was just telling my family prior to going live is I give Josh so much credit for being just so put together and like being like, okay, it is what it is. Like it's a game. It's fine. I respect all these people. Like what he went through wasn't easy, and to sit there and hold his composure and be cool and not be so horribly emotionally affected by it is something that I admire. Like I just the level of strength there is something that shouldn't be overlooked. And I don't know, just everything, the whole house meeting situation, that's not easy. That is 12 people sitting around talking to one person about everything they're doing wrong and everything, like who you're targeting, and you said this and you said that. 12 people. That's a really difficult situation to be in. And then, to be evicted unanimously and not get hugs. Like
The the the
I had a really rough go at it, Eric. I really did. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not trying to get attention or anything. I'm just saying I had a really rough go at it.
um here's the thing. Number one, the way it went down, the way he was kind of like, okay, Pete, I'm gonna go, I guess. The way that went down, but then when he went to the top of the stairs and just finished it with his rap, like made me think either he's a better person than all these people in the house, or were they told they're not allowed to hug? But I mean, that would, why
No,
would that be?
when they showed the group, they were all hugging Roe, and that I there I just had a problem with the whole thing, and hearing him talk about like having a meltdown day 3. Ugh, I just want to hug him, and I think I love him. I think he's great, and he didn't have the best experience, but he held his head high the whole time, fought the whole time, went out with class, and held everything together, and that's very difficult to do. I think a lot of people wouldn't necessarily know how difficult that is, so I give him a lot of credit.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely has to suck, but you know, kind of when you talk about it and when
Hmm.
you're like, oh, I'm upset and oh, I'm triggered and oh, I'm this and I'm that, you do know that you handled it the same way, right?
I'm not aware of how I handled it externally. I'm aware of how I handled it internally, which did not look anything like the way Josh handled it. Um, yeah,
I'm just saying, I think you are saying like you look at him as if he has so much strength because he handled this thing that happened to him, but it happened to you and you also handled it. So I don't
yeah,
know
but
that if you
I
should be
also
discrediting yourself because you handled it when it happened to you.
I appreciate that. I mean, I feel like I cried more, but I appreciate.
Yeah, I mean, look, here's the thing, here's the bonus, and I always say this to make myself feel better. Josh can come do the show.
Yes.
Now we can just have Josh join
Mhm.
us here and shit talk these people all season. I really think it's going to work out great.
Yes, he is of course welcome anytime, any day. The best are always evicted second, so I have a soft spot for him in my heart, and I want him to join us all the time.
Yeah. So, that I mean, that's going to happen. He's
Yes,
going to
I'm
be our
ready.
this season's Michael Stubley, which,
Yep.
oh, we hear all of you. I feel like we got the main shows all done and all being set up now. People have been requesting that we have the house guests, ex-house guests start to join us. So think
Yes.
100% we can start doing that now. I would love Michael Studley up in here.
I mean, he is ready to play with balls with us if anybody's been checking out Twitter, so
I know. Um, I see for example, Polar Bear says, I just felt like he was ostracized after the vote from his teammates, and that was sad. Um yeah, I don't get why he was ostracized, to be totally honest with you, because even the Julie stuff wasn't that really that big of a deal.
yeah.
I mean,
I,
it wasn't as big as they blew it up to be. I don't understand why he couldn't get in better with his team. His own team seemed to hang him out to dry.
I think a lot of it is like I was describing yesterday on the recap show, common enemy. Common enemy. The other team needs somebody to target, and his team needs somebody to be like, well, not me. Go after this person. And I think that's why, and I hate to jump ahead, but I think that's why we saw the vibe we did during the start of that HOH competition, because that moment right there is the moment of realization where someone like
Hmm.
Austin is like, oh wait, I'm not going to be in power all season. Oh shit. So you see like her having that moment, and then you see people, it's a comp where they need to pick the next two people that go up. So you see everybody's like wheel spinning, and I think that's why you see that weird vibe, because there's that mentality of like, oh no, we got rid of our common enemy. Now what do we do? So I think it's more so that I think it's more so that people like one person to be like that person's it. We're getting rid of him, right? We all agree? not me, not
Mhm.
you, that person. And yeah, it leads to what we saw, and ugh, it's gonna get messy.
Oh, it's gonna get messy. Who winning HOH do you think would make it the messiest?
The messiest, um, of who is left. I would
Mhm.
like to see like, as much as I'm underdogs, I would like to see Latoya win it because I'm curious to see how she would handle an HOH. Which I'm very like shocked. You guys know how I've like kind of like done the cast assessment and the early recap shows. Someone who has grown on me and I think is currently my favorite is Tara. Her goodbye message was very shoot it straight, seeing it for what it is. Her calling out the essential showmance during the competition is very straightforward, calling it out. And I know by the end of the episode she was already out, but she's somebody that I would really, really, really like to see win the HOH, even though she's already out. So I already know that's a no. But I would have liked to see her win it.
Would you like to know?
I would.
So, again, I feel like, this isn't really a spoiler. I don't feel that we have to keep it towards the end of the show. I just see there's a lot of people in the chats asking who won HOH. We do
Okay.
know who won HOH. I'll give you three guesses.
Okay.
So, your first was you said you wanted who? Oh, you wanted Tara. No.
Well, I know that because she was out by end of episode.
Oh, duh.
Latoya,
Okay. Nope. One more guess.
Row.
No. Now, I'm
Oh,
surprised that you couldn't figure out who. I feel like in these knockout things, the people
I have to
that
look at the
are
date.
less involved in things and not seen as a threat seem to do the best.
Braden
It's
was
who
already out, right?
it's who I would have picked if you asked me to guess at the start of it who would be the winner.
Victoria?
Yes.
She did. Wow. So she won. I consider that week one. I consider that the first HOH, even though Austin was the first HOH. So she's essentially like won her second one. Whoa,
Yeah.
Nelly.
Yeah.
Interesting. She's gonna have a lot of people in her ear. This is gonna get
She is
really interesting very quickly. Damn.
I mean, in a lot of ways, Josh was right in what he said on the way out to Arissa of now people are going to have to start naming names.
Yep. Yeah, because
Mm-hmm.
originally everybody's naming Josh, or oh, and Rose the pawn, right? Rose the pawn, right? Or Kiefer's the pawn. And now everybody's like, Josh, who you picking? Who you going after? Oh, Austin. Oh, Josh is saying names. And now Josh is gone. And it's like, oh crap. Now we have to say names. And like I said, I think we're still gonna see the reoccurring Kiefer and the reoccurring Roe on the block. Does that necessarily mean they're going to go home? No, they could just be the pawn and a bigger threat go home next to them. But I still think we're going to see the Kiefer Rowe dynamic continue to happen. Um, but once like that's gone. That's what I'm curious to see is the quote unquote stereotypical bigger fish.
Yeah, I mean, we now know that there are no more teams, so we don't have to play with that stupid rule anymore.
But see, can I give my? I know we're bouncing all over the place, but can I give my opinion on that?
Yeah,
Here's what I think they should have done. For those of you who are Hell's Kitchens fans, I love my some Hell's Kitchen. And what Gordon Ramsay does is, if let's say the red team has lost and has lost and has lost, and now they're down 3 people, he will take somebody from the blue team and put them over there or make
yeah,
them vote on somebody. And I think what would have been so effective and would have stirred the pot and would have made things crazy, because it's only been 2 weeks of teams. It's not like we've had them very long. I think what they should have done was, all right, this team is down 2 players. I think they should have went to the other team and said, right now, each of you are going to cast your votes to send one of your teammates to the other team. And I think that would have stirred the pot, because when that team member leaves, it's going to be, why'd you vote me out? Why'd you vote me to this team? They're going to have resentment. They're going to tell their team to go after the other team. And that's going to stir the pot a lot. So I think we could have seen that happen. The groups would be more equal. we'd have more drama, and they could have kept that going for like another week or two. That's what my proposal would have been had I been like on production.
I know, but as you saw, Arissa explained it. Um, Big Brother's job is to make them all uncomfortable and keep them on their toes. They don't,
Yeah,
and I do agree that would have been an uncomfortable on their toes. In all honesty, um, there was a feed leak earlier in the
okay,
day. Not a feed leak, like this weird, like camera view that kind of showed this room with two beds that
okay,
we like hadn't seen before. People were suspecting that maybe Josh could end up in said room and fight for a chance to come back.
okay.
I do
With
not think that
two
is.
beds, Julie and Josh.
Yeah, but then I thought we can pretty much debunk that because we know that we weren't limited in any of our questions that we asked them. So
True, but we also didn't ask any questions like, did you know this person on the feeds was talking behind your back and saying this that we didn't, so you don't know. You don't know.
I mean, I guess that's true, but I feel like when that's the situation,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
we're always giving guidelines ahead of time, and we haven't had any guidelines, so I doubt it.
Perhaps you are correct, but I would very much like to see that just to stir the pot. And I
I
think
don't.
I
I want Josh in the real world so he can come over here and do the show.
true, I want that too.
I
Sometimes you're
love
better off
when
out of that
like
house. Sometimes it's just not
I,
your game, it's not your season.
I just love when the girls or the gays, I mean, this is horrible, go early that I feel like are our people. I want them to do really well in the game, but if they have to go, I'm always glad if it's early, especially in this situation for Josh, because I honestly think buying him one more week was just like staying and being mentally tortured, and I just didn't want that for him.
Yep.
Um, so I'm glad that he is out here in the real world, or will be tomorrow. And it's great because I'm pretty sure he has to quarantine for 2 weeks, which means he can't go anywhere. So
So he's stuck with us. Hi, Josh.
he's gonna be stuck with us.
I love it.
I can't wait. Um, but yeah, I, it's such a weird season. I have very conflicted feelings about this season.
You know, it's weird because certain things I go, wow, I love this group. Like when I see them do the rap together, when I
That's
see them
yeah.
sit in rooms and talk about culture or talk about racial things or religious things, whatever it may be. And I see those and I go, this is a great group. A lot of camaraderie, a lot of like friendship, a very familial feel. I like that. And then I see footage where it's like, let's go in the little backyard area and laugh about how Josh pulled me to the side. Let's all laugh. Now let's do a house meeting and let's all chuckle and laugh while Josh is talking during the house meeting. And then I'm like, no. And I get it. I get that is group mentality, it's mob mentality, it's herd mentality, it's the nature of the world. I get
Mm.
that, but it's so something with the season is very easy to go from like I love them all to like I hate them all, and I'm like mad at myself for that because I literally go back and forth like every commercial break between
Mm.
being obsessed with the cast and being like mm.
I don't know how to feel. I don't know how to feel because here's the thing. I
Hmm.
love Tara. I always said I
Yes.
loved Tara right from the start. You were not on board with Tara. Haha, told you so. You had all your eggs in
um
Austin's basket.
you were not on board with Josh, so haha, told you so.
Yes, and in this situation, you were on board with the person that got voted out, and I'm on board with the person who's still in and killing it. So, um, here's the thing.
Yes.
I don't want to forget in a way that these people have that part of their personality. It's weird because it's a season where I really want to love everybody, but
Yes.
watching how they treated Josh during the week has made me across the board kind of be like, eh. And Kiefer's the biggest disappointment.
I
I
I
need
I do
like
agree with you on
joy.
that.
I need fun feeds back. Here's what I'm gonna need. Here's what we're all gonna need. We need like a saging of the bad energy. Let's chalk it up to all these people are just playing a game. It is not personal. I keep telling myself that they're just playing the game. So let's sage it. Let's bring on some fun feeds. Now let's watch these people go after each other.
But also fun feeds without feeling playing to the feeds. And I feel like today, I felt a little bit of that playing to the feeds that to me didn't come off the most authentic. And that kind of made me go, ugh, as well.
With who, what, when, where, why.
So like we were saying, like with Kiefer somebody who I really, really liked, and then I see some of the treatment, how he walks out of rooms and is rude to people, and I'm like, oh. And I'm being honest, I feel that way a little bit with Victoria, where I'm like, she's fun loving, she's fun, she's happy. And then there's certain moments where I almost feel as though it is playing to the cameras. And I kind of go, oh, that's a little bit unfortunate. Like, her being herself in the ball pit, I'm like, oh my God, I love her. But then, like, I don't know, I feel like it's kind of like emphasized and dramatized for the camera. And I kind of felt that way when she cast her vote as well. And I was just like, oh no, don't emphasize yourself for the cameras. Like, just be the regular, I can't say that word, wonderful Victoria. You know what I mean? So that kind of, I don't know, everybody um is shocking me in ways that I didn't necessarily think they would, whether it be positively or maybe a little bit negatively. Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Do I sound like a
I
horrible
know
person?
no, I know what you're saying. I saw that Ray A over on YouTube said, "What are the biggest differences between BBUSA and BBCAN?" To which I would say, Ray, this is the wrong show for that to answer that question quickly, but because I think that's a big in-depth question.
Yeah.
However, I will say this. Trash bags versus not trash bags. Drama versus not so much drama. Cleaner versus not cleaner. Earlier bedtime versus later bedtime. Michael Studley? No Michael Studley.
So basically, all the negatives are BBUS. I see what you're saying. I see where your loyalties lie.
I'm just saying there's rarely a person on Big Brother Canada that we all go, oh, that's a gross person. Whereas I could probably rattle off an endless list of people from BBUS.
So you just called me a trash bag.
No, no, I'm saying BBUS, I feel, has more trash bag people than a BB can.
All right, to each their own. To each their own. I think um I think after this house meeting group mentality,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yes, but even the group mentality is such a Canadian way of
Yes,
doing it.
very
It
valid. No, it's
wasn't
very
like he's the worst, he can't sit with us, slam a door in his face, you're gross. Like it was none of that. It was just, yeah, we're voting you out. We don't like you and we're not gonna work with you.
I guess. All right. Touche, touche. It
This is the truth. This is the truth. Canada's just way
is.
nicer. That's the difference. The Canada is way nicer. And in my opinion, maybe not so much this year. We're all on COVID restriction. Canada hand down better competitions, no question.
Oh, I love all their sets. I love their, like, even today, I know we're bouncing, but the HOH competition at the end of the episode, they all have like their aesthetic of like blues and whites and greens, and they're all matching. Like, even something as simple as that, where it's not big elaborate costumes, but it's matching clothes, and I think that's really, really cute. I love that. That's the kind of stuff that, like, makes the show look really cool. When you're on it and you, like, walk out in your matching outfits, you just feel very like, "This is a competition," you know? It's cute.
somebody needs to find the clip and send it to Nicole of the Tron final HOH. On I forget whose season that was, but it was mind-blowing. I remember looking at that and just being like, God, our Big Brother sucks. They
Oh,
were like they started at podiums and like the podiums fell away. It went dark, like all the lights came on. They were in the middle of Tron. Like I forgot. It was in fucking insane.
yeah, but
Insane.
I've seen some pretty elaborate BBUS sets, especially obviously COVID's a little bit different, but BB21, some of those sets I walked outside and I was like, "Oh, Nelly."
We get it. You stood on the wall. Got it. You swing around
No,
in a circle. We get it. We're good.
the whole Indiana Jones thing, that was freaking beautiful. OTAB was gorgeous.
No, Indiana Jones, that was amazing.
Yes.
They also took it from Big Brother Canada the year before.
So, anyway,
So
in
yeah, go ahead.
regard to this episode, obviously we know all of the drama with Josh, all of their treatment of Josh, but there are some things sprinkled throughout that I want to discuss.
Yes, let's get into the sprinkles.
The sprinkles. The first of which is Rohan is very, very close to Kyle. And I think that's a dynamic that we need to
Who?
emphasize. Chest hair,
Got
as you
it.
call him. So Rohan is very close to Kyle. And then he also mentions, like, I'm kind of close to Tara, which I thought him and Tara were more so a final two than him and Kyle. But, he
Yeah.
mentions Latoya. And, just in the beginning of the episode, he's like, oh, I don't know if I have the votes because Latoya is also very close to Jed and Ty, which worries me. Everybody's very aware of the Jed, Ty, Latoya, like, trio. But yeah, Rohan, Kyle, that's something to keep in mind, especially going into this new HOH. Obviously, he didn't win, but that was something that if he did win, I knew was obviously going to play a role.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Next,
Hmm.
and I know you're going to have an opinion about this one. What are our thoughts on the Jed and Beth hot tub?
She needs to stay away from my man.
I know you have. Yep, I know you feel this way.
So that's number one. Number two, I don't know. I'm torn. I don't know if trying to make a showmance be something. I mean, we know from the live feeds it's partially strategy.
Yes.
Um, I don't. Why do you make me say things? I don't like Beth. Okay, I don't. I don't care
I
for her.
I'm the jury's still out because I will admit,
That's
like
in
like I
for
said,
me.
Tara's somebody, if you think about Tara, that I was like, I don't know. And then more and more, she's now like my favorite. So I'll admit that openly. Beth is somebody that I'm still trying to assess because, I hear things like, oh, she's the one that essentially stopped the house meeting that was attacking Josh. She was the one after nominations, not nominations, after the house meeting, she had Josh hug everybody, like stand up and hug. Like, she's, excuse me, why do I keep on saying house meeting? It was noms, but she had him hug everybody. So she has moments where I go, oh wow, she's the only one that really did that. That's very sweet. That's very kind. But I do hear what you're saying. I think, strategy is strategy, to each their own. I think it was a little unnerving that, like, Jed kissed her and then she was like, I'm more into Ty. Like, it was just like a weird, like,
Well,
love triangle moment. Like, I don't know.
she also did it again last night on the feeds. So
What?
there's that.
Did what?
Kiss Jed. Kiss Jed.
Did
Beth
she?
kissed Jed again last night. Yes, and it was awkward.
So is that strategy? I thought she
Yeah,
liked
I
Ty more. I just need to know who you picking, Jed or Ty, because you and I, Eric, need to know which one's still available. So you gotta let us know which one you're picking. You can't have them both, Beth.
I have to what I have to do is I have to start doing the daily live feed update shows because here's my problem. I have the feeds on. I'm reading all the updates. I'm watching everything, but if I don't talk about it, then I don't remember it.
Uh, I get it.
Um, there was something, it happened in the OLC room where I feel like it was Beth, Kiefer, Jed, Ty, and they were saying like how she needs it to be a showmance. I forget if it was to get the target off of them, that is what she thought. Like, I forgot, but Ty seemed to be fine with it. But I'm also confused because I thought, no, Ty is wanting to be with Austin, right?
I don't know. All I know is they both Ty and Jed both like Beth, but the one that kissed her was Jed. She likes Ty more so. But I do feel like
I
Ty
thought,
likes Austin.
yeah, I thought Ty liked Austin as well. So I'm very confused
Yeah.
about both. Uh, Lost and Concru said Beth brings a new meaning to loose lip sync ships.
And here's the thing too, if that is some kind of a strategy, how? I'm not one to talk, but showmances, typically don't fare well. And we saw at the end of the episode with this HOH, Tara choosing the two of them to go face to face. So you kind of know people are aware of that dynamic. And like I was saying yesterday, how could you not be aware? You're living around it, you see it.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. I kind of want to see how that continues to unfold. If it's a continuous like, mwah, yay, aligned strategy, or if it's like bow chicka, a bow bow, and if it's like, is it just Jed? Is it Jed and Ty? Is it all three of them? Like, what's going to happen here?
I want to see the showmance of Ty and Jedson.
I, I agree. Why can't we just make that happen? We all know we want it, so we just need to put the energy out into the atmosphere and like make that a thing. That now that then I'd watch the feeds.
I mean, if you saw today's TikTok, you kind of sort of got it.
It's true. That's that TikTok. Woo! I was like, okay, footage.
You need to check out today's TikTok. That's all I'm saying. If you guys haven't seen it, the Hello Friends TikTok involves a lot of Tyson and Jed naked in a bathtub.
I don't know how they both fit in that bathtub. Are they both really big men? Like I'm confused.
It's a
How
big
big
tub.
that tub is? Is it big?
Yeah, it's a big tub.
But like my question is like, where are their legs? Are they like next to each other? Are they like doing like some kind of scissor sit? Because these are the questions that I have. These are the questions that I have that I need to know.
It's 2021, babe. Everyone's fluid. They're in the water and they're fluid. Things are going everywhere. No, I agree. Their legs, like, I agree.
Because they're not like sitting in a ball. You don't see their knees. They're not like all you see is their upper chest. So like I just want to know. That's a story for another day. We could
I
have
think
some on
there
the
was
show.
stuff happening under the water.
Could have been. And you know what? There should have been because I ship that. I ship Ty Jed or Jed Ty. Jed Ty. I love that.
Oh my God, Big Brother needs to make a glass
Tyson.
bathtub.
Sorry.
Yeah, Tyson needs to make a glass bathtub where it's like solid, but then at any moment they want, they can press the button and make it clear, and then we can see what's
Mm,
happening. Imagine. That'd
yep,
be
yep.
hysterical. I would be
That's
here
our
for that.
proposal. Make the team vote off one of their members and have a see-through bathtub. Take note, production. No, I'm just kidding.
Exactly.
Speaking in all seriousness, speaking about your TikTok, which is extremely hysterical. I absolutely love it. One of
Oh,
my favorites. TikTok was a moment during this episode. We see the TikTok screen like light up. Everybody's all excited. They click it, and we have a bunch of previous Big Brother Canada players, alumni, winners, all these amazing people coming to visit to give advice. And, of
what'd
course,
you
our
think of
pal,
Mitch?
what?
What'd you think of Mitch? Mitch, he's on the screen right now.
Yes.
What'd you think of
Well,
him? Were you happy seeing him?
oh, I really don't know him, to be completely honest. I'll be
I
honest, like, I'm not
know.
gonna lie.
I know. We've had the conversation where I have explained to you that he's big on YouTube. He has the fun science channel where he
Oh,
explains the
that's
things in the.
Mitch.
That's Mitch. So my question is, now that you have seen him and heard him talk a little, what is your impression of Mitch?
I like him. Why would I not like him?
I don't know, maybe you hated him.
No,
I
I
see
liked everybody
people
that
and
they
I can
showed.
be like, ugh, gross after like 1 second.
No, I liked everybody that they showed, whether I know them, recognize them, don't know them, and I'm not going to sit here and lie and be like, I know everybody. Like, I'm not, completely familiar with previous BB Can seasons, but just in general, I was excited to see them, like, giving advice to the house guests. Of course, friend of the show, Adam Pike. I was really excited to see him. And he told them like maybe there's a power hidden in the house, so like take a mental note there. But I like that, and I strongly suggest they continue with the TikTok screen and whoever they need to make an appearance to like say hello.
You never know who could make an appearance in that house if their TikTok videos got more views.
Hey, BB. I'd be like, hi, Jedson. Hi, Tyjon. How y'all doing? That's all I would say, and then it would go off. I'm just kidding.
Seriously,
I'm just kidding. I need to stop with this joke. I'm just joking.
I'm not joking, but my brain is short-circuiting. Um Yes, just because we're saying it here, I'm just going to throw this out there as well. And even if you need to leave the show to go do it, we're totally fine with it. Um, don't forget that you guys only have about an hour and a half left to leave us your questions for Josh. And specifically, you need to leave them on the Hello Friends post about it on Twitter or in the comment box on the Hello Friends Instagram. It's in the story, right?
It's in the Insta story. I'm not sure if the 24 hours are up. If the 24 hours are up, I would just encourage you to DM Hello Friends directly. And we'll pull them from there. But yeah, there is a tweet out. Just comment, tag us, leave your questions for Josh. Now that we obviously know it's Josh and not Ro. Yeah, we could. I think we ask about like 10 questions,
Yeah.
and
No, I
I'm
just want to
excited.
make sure because so many people always say, well, you didn't ask our question. And
Yeah,
I say, the ball's in your court, everyone. Go for it if you want to ask those questions.
yes, please.
Um, I mean, Josh was saying, I do see that Courtney says, it sounds like Josh was saying until they sat down on the couches for eviction. I wouldn't say that. I feel like, yes, up until. I feel like the tide started to turn a little bit last night. But I think, and I know we're so going off topic here,
I know.
but oh my God, was
I
it
could tell.
Tara or Beth? One of them was the one that told um I think told Ty about the flip and then told Kiefer. And it's also gotten out I think Latoya's in trouble. It's gotten out that it has been Latoya's idea, and I don't think things are going to go well for Latoya going forward.
Wow. What I will say is, like I was saying yesterday, and I called it, as many people did, but it's not typical that severe of a flip happens. Yes, if like the nominees are kind of equal, or there's two sides of the house, and ooh, there's one or two or three swing votes, who are we gonna get? Yes, it happens. But when it's that severe and the person's nominated and it's relatively unanimous at the start of the week, it is very, very, very rare for the majority of people to then flip to the other side. And yes, you hear the speculation, that's the nature of the game, but you can kind of gauge by the vibe of the house. Like I was saying yesterday, I said Josh is probably going to go. Like I didn't want him to, but you can kind of tell when, yes, people are ruminating, but their minds are made up. And I think for the most part, their minds were made up. And it's unfortunate, but I think it's very rare that dramatic flip happens over the course of a couple days.
I mean, we saw, like, on tonight's episode, first, Latoya is like, you don't need to campaign to me, Ro.
Yep.
You're good. You're golden. We got this. Don't even waste your time. And then it flips to, wow, Josh made a great point.
Yep. That's all you need. The power of words. All the person has to do is exactly what he did. This is my target. I'm a lone wolf. Nobody's with me. What? Like he proposed everything so well, and it made people go la 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 la. Wait, what? Oh, oh wait, that's really valid. And that was a very interesting conversation. To see Latoya go to Tina, and I feel like Latoya was going to Tina almost to like see like wait, so do you want to get rid of Ro? Like, is that what you want to do? And I feel like Tina was just like, no, I know it's so bad, right? And then Latoya was like, yeah, so bad, so bad. Like, we don't want to do that. Let's just stick to the plan.
Hmm.
So it was like almost, but not quite. But I do see. Here's the thing: I do like the Tina Latoya dynamic. I think that'd be a really cool final two that I think would shock a lot of people. Like, I like that. I like that dynamic.
I would love a Tina in the final, too. I would love a Tina in the final,
Yeah,
too, for sure. Yep.
agreed.
Speaking of Tina, her being upset. We saw
Yeah.
it tonight. Like, are we sticking with the plan or are we not? Am I being talked to and being told what to do? Or why is that even a thing? I thought that we were a group. Tina justifiably upset on tonight's episode.
Yeah, and not DR upset, not in the DR. Hey,
No?
my six-person alliance, they're all talking without me. I'm last man on the totem pole. No, she is being straight shooter, straight to the point, like to Latoya. Wait, you all met up and talked about this? Why am I not part of this discussion? I know I'm last on the totem pole, and that is, yes, it's very scary information, but that is very useful information to find out where you fall on a totem pole. Obviously, it's good to know, but yeah, I give her a lot of credit for kind of calling it out as she saw it and be like, listen, I'm on the bottom of this totem pole. I don't like it. And Latoya's like, yeah, I don't like it either. And that made them kind of bond stronger. So I don't think the setters are going to last much longer. Usually these big groups do implode. We see it typically later. Uh, I don't think they have much. Yeah, there they are. I don't think they have much time left, to be honest. I think they're a very get you before you get me type of group. I think they're a
Yeah.
very smart individually, and I think that's going to hurt them in the sense of like I said, let me get you before you get me.
I do have to say that I did appreciate Clown Shoe 2.0. This was Clown Shoe 2.0,
I
100%.
I do
Big
hear you.
Jeff.
I do hear you, but my opinions.
I hope there that Big Jeff is a horrible human.
No, it was what I was saying earlier
What?
about playing to the cameras.
Oh, well, I mean, not for nothing. You know that every single day you talk to the cameras in the house, right? Usually to me.
No,
I got a
I
lot of hate for it, so it's burned in my brain.
No, I hear you, but I would argue that was like Josh. We saw Josh at the beginning of the episode explain his strategy, explain how he felt. I'm gonna cause chaos. But it was just talking. It's talking at the abyss, which is what I do. I talk at the abyss. I feel like there's a difference between that. I don't know. It's just a reading I'm getting. It's just like a very emphasized. I don't know. It's just a reading. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, and that's my opinion. I think it's a little
I do not think Victoria's playing to cameras.
okay. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. And she's a badass member gem. Like, yeah, she won another HOH, and that's very impressive. She
Well,
has a resume.
she's building it.
Yep.
Josh, so, you were asking on the last show what led to the house meeting. We saw that it started with Josh
Yep.
going to talk to Jedson, and basically being like, what is your goal here?
Yep.
Like, do you want to win this game? Because you beat me, and you might not beat Ro. You might not beat Ty. Why would you send me out? And he
Which I
was
was
like,
I was kind of shocked for him to be like, "Well, do you think you beat me? Yeah. Do you think you beat Ro? Yeah." And I was like, "Oh wow, confidence is key."
It is. And he was like, "Who's your target?" And Josh's like, "Austin."
Which again was all he could have done. If he would have went, "Oh well, I really don't know. Like I'm just kind of thinking," like that wouldn't have fared well for him. So he was better off. That was like a
No,
last
what
ditch effort, and it was a great effort.
I mean, that's what we said on the other episode. Like, he made his
Yep.
plan. We saw it the last episode. He was like, I gotta, create a little bit of chaos. I need to clearly point out my target, and I need to let people know they'll be safe with me.
Yeah,
Well, it
absolutely.
worked because then Jed is like, I'm upset.
Yep.
And I'm now going to call a house meeting about this. Now,
Yep.
Nicole,
Yeah.
you teased us yesterday that we were all going to have to calm you down after you watch the house meeting.
Hmm.
How are you doing after the house meeting?
My two main notes, which you can see, are I respect Victoria a lot for prepping Josh for what was coming. That says a lot about your character. It says you're a very, very good person. So I respect her a lot. Um, Jed, sitting in the middle of the room,
Told you.
just grabbing a chair, just like, I'm just gonna sit in the middle of the room. And it just goes to show, like I said, oh, how the mighty have fallen. It'll happen. It'll happen. And it's just very interesting to me how when people think they're so powerful and think they're safe and think they're untouchable, like if you were on the block, you wouldn't dare put a chair in the middle of the room. You know what I mean? Like, so I just think it's very, I don't know. I think it was ballsy. I think it's the whole thing just bothered me. I know they didn't show all the footage of it, but like I said in the beginning of this episode, I think Josh handled it with grace. I'm very proud of him for not standing up screaming, for not getting aggressive, for not storming off, for not starting to cry. There's so many emotions that he could have like really went the up to 11 route, and he didn't. He just sat there and kept his cool and spoke his truth and didn't get intimidated, but also didn't become intimidating. And those are two very difficult things to do. He didn't become passive, didn't become aggressive. He just stayed very assertive, stayed himself. And
Yeah.
I try to focus on that because I was getting so frustrated with everybody else and just the nature of it. At one point, Kiefer and Ty laughing while Josh was talking. I just think that's a great level of disrespect. So that really bothered me. Again, this is stereotypical. I'm just going to be very honest in my stereotype. But for someone like Kiefer, who we saw day one say, "Oh, I don't fit in with these people. Oh my God, it's going to be so hard to fit in," to sit there and laugh at somebody who's not
Mm-hmm.
fitting in with the group, mm, ugh, I expected more.
I didn't. I've been saying for 3 episodes shows now. I don't care for Kiefer. This is the season where I'm just being honest. I don't care for Kiefer. I should like I don't care. Like I would almost go as I'm not going to say I don't like him. I don't like his game. I don't like how he's treating people. I don't care for him. The only other person I really and it's not even as extreme as Kiefer that I feel that way about is kind of Beth. She's just kind of like eh,
But what I will say too, though, for everybody watching, for everybody listening, I mean, you always say this. This is as per a pressure cooker game,
sure.
survival, win money for your family.
Yeah, that's why
Like
I'm saying
you,
their game.
yeah, exactly. You can't assess somebody as a human being in that environment versus how they are in the real world. So I just want to make that distinction that me being like, F you on day 14 doesn't mean I hate you in real life. And I think sometimes those lines get blurred. But yeah, game wise, yeah, very frustrating.
Yeah. There are people I can't stand in the game, and then I love them in the real world, and vice versa.
Absolutely.
And the ones who get it, I appreciate and stay friends with, and the ones that don't, I'm like, peace out, Cub Scout.
Yep. And that's the thing, like I have plenty of people, yourself included, that didn't like me as a game player or thought I was weird or whatever. There's plenty of people that have critiqued both of my games, one of my games, whatever. And I think that's perfectly fine. You just have to either see it for what it is and move forward. I think as long as people aren't attacking you as a person in the real world, you just got to kind of take it for what it is. It's a game. People are gonna judge your game. They're watching a character on a TV. You're gonna have these heightened emotions. And it's like they were all saying in the goodbye messages, you know, Austin sent Josh home, and it's like, I love you, I respect you, I hope we can hang out after that. And I genuinely believe that because you are still a family. It's so screwed up and it's so dysfunctional. But once it's all said and done, it's like, ah, family. Hopefully.
Now I feel like Austin conned us with her preseason and her preseason stuff. I
How
think
so?
Austin is exactly. I don't think that Austin is this kindness, joy, love, rainbow, sunshine person that she made herself out to be in the thing. I think
I don't
she is pretty popular, sticking with the cool people. Doesn't really, Josh didn't
fit into, yeah.
Josh wasn't the young fashion gay. He was the older 30s gay that other people aren't talking to. So it's probably a little hard for Austin to be kind to him.
What I will say in that sense, I don't think it's a matter of conning. I think sometimes people don't know about themselves. I think
Sure.
sometimes like they they are speaking truthfully and they go, "Oh, I'm so nice. I'm very loyal. I will never turn on an ally. I love everybody." And sometimes you get into that environment a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I will argue nobody really truly knows if you're fight, freeze, or flight. I'm being honest. So I
I
think
agree.
sometimes in that environment you don't realize your traits that come out. Mine was like the opposite. I, in the casting process, was like, I'm a badass New Yorker, leather coat, combat boots, don't cross me. I'm gonna be calling people shit out left and right. They should all be scared of me. And then I got in the house and realized, wow, I am a really, really quirky human being. So I think maybe it's one of those things where she didn't necessarily know herself. I think that could very well be.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like that the saying, like times of struggle or adversity doesn't change you as a person, it reveals you.
Yep.
And I think the house reveals a lot of people's actual personalities. But speaking of personalities, we saw Josh again.
Yes.
Go after this house meeting, go and try and make another pitch to
Yes.
Tara, Latoya, Tina, Jedson, Ty, Kiefer, making that pitch, which we already talked about, which was
Yep.
the hey, I will vote with you. I will do what you want. I'm always going to be ahead of you. His whole entire pitch. Did you like it? Did you like
Oh,
Josh's pitch to them?
I absolutely love and adore it. You know, I'm very big on vibes and instincts, so it meant a lot to me to hear Latoya say, using her police instincts, it is a great pitch. He's true. He's right. People kind of got a certain vibe you could tell about Austin. So I think he did a great job, and I think again, it's just a testament to him being an amazing um fighter and a player who even after a house meeting like that he didn't shut down and just go
No.
whatever, like he still fought, and not fought like, let me talk to my best friend and it is what it, no, like, let's get a group together. Hey group, let's see if we can make this work. And I think that's very, very impressive, and I think it worked because I'm on the same page as Latoya, where instincts are a big deal.
100%. Um, However,
However,
the juxtaposition of the Josh fighting all week, and I think we are all on board. Josh tried everything. He tried laying low. He tried not laying low. He fought against a house meeting. He
yes.
talked to people one on one. He talked to people in groups. I would argue Josh fought non-stop
Yes,
to try and stay in that house this week.
he tried every angle, every which way.
Then he got up to give that speech tonight before the voting and was just like, all right, everyone, do what you want, and sits back down.
Oh, I don't think it was do what you want at all. I think it's, you all know the truth. You know what's smart to do, but your decisions are made up. And I hate to be this person, but it's relatively true. Again, people's minds are made up unless you're standing up and saying, "Hey, there's a twist." Like that person or brother and sister. Like unless you're like dropping a bomb or like, "Hey, I have a power, and if you keep me," for the most part, people's minds are made up at that point. So you're basically like giving your final like either this or see you in a couple days, whatever it may be. Um, so I think he did a good job. I think it was short and sweet. He's a man of few words. It hit straight to the point. It wasn't grovel grovel keep me, and it wasn't no mad at you. It was just you guys know the truth. You know what you should be doing. Think logically, and that's all.
I feel like if I ever had to stand up there and give this speech, I would really be like, you guys can vote however you want. It's, an anonymous vote.
But
They
you
will
can't.
never know. And I get it. You don't want to go in there and be the one person to do it. But guess what? No one can prove who did it. So
But they
if
can.
it's that they can't,
But they can.
no, they can't because there'll always be the assholes that like to throw rogue votes for
Yeah, but
funsies.
I think I do hear what you're saying, and I get it. You stand up, you give your speech, like I'm gonna incite the masses. Here I go. The dynamic in a house is just known, especially here it is week two. Josh, his like personality being what is and how it was received by the rest of the house guests. Like I don't
Yeah,
see
but
him
look at
saying anything.
Enzo.
What about him?
He voted how he wanted and then lied about it.
Yeah, but I think Enzo knew he didn't have the votes. He was just doing what Enzo did.
Right. So I'm saying you just need to convince enough people
But
do what you want. They can't prove it.
most people don't. Most people are sheep. Most
In
people
Big
don't
Brother.
go, yeah, most people don't go off and go, haha, I'm just gonna do this and do this. Most people, they're thinking ahead of like, I don't want to anger people, I don't want to be caught, I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to have to lie. And it's more complex. Like I do hear what you're
I
saying, but it's a lot
mm-hmm.
more complex than that. I'm a very firm believer of voting with the house and staying with the majority. I'm a very firm believer in that. And Enzos are very hard to come by. They're very rare that someone's like, I'm just gonna do it. And he has a social game where I think even if he did reveal it, people would go, "Oh my God, Enzo, you're so funny. Of course you'd freaking do a rogue vote." Whereas if a Josh did it, it would be, "Why are you so weird? This is why we have to get rid of him.
I
He doesn't."
think you're missing the point that I'm not saying you tell people.
But people find out
How?
because
Only if you tell them.
nah, it's the dynamic of the house. You have a pretty good idea who it is. I in my experience
I
had a
don't know
couple
if this
of
is your goal to get me to play Big Brother, but now I want to go play Big Brother, be in an alliance, and literally every week
do it
vote not with my alliance and then tell them to their faces. I totally voted with you guys. Yeah, I did. I don't know who it was.
right
I would do that for fun regardless. I don't know why more people don't do it just to create chaos.
because I'm not fighting with you. It's difficult to explain, but it's just known. In my experience on BB21, a rogue vote, there's certain people look at, and I knew right away, like probably him, and I was like, it's an air, it's a vibe. You know who vibes with whom. You know who's a shit stir. You know who's not. You know who do a rogue vote. You know who wouldn't. Like it's
What was the twist on your season?
what was the twist? What do you mean?
Did you know all the people that had the powers? In other words, I don't think it's any different than saying everyone knows about that Julia and what's her face were twins, or none of us knew what power oh my god, your friend had.
David?
Thank you. None of us knew what power David had. You can keep the secret. Just
Yes,
do it. Just do it.
What's the point of doing it if, let's say, the vote ends up being like 10-1?
Then everybody's going crazy trying to figure out
Yeah,
who the one is.
yeah, and you know who did that? Scotty on BB20, and everybody went, "It's fucking Scotty." There's
Because
a
he's
vibe, and I
horrible
don't
at the
know how to
game.
describe it. I just want to plop you in a house because I think you'd understand what I meant. I need to
I'd
lump
be
you here right now.
amazing at it.
Fuck you.
If they could come and play it in my house, I would do it. It's like if I didn't have to leave to play, I would do it in a second.
I Here's the thing. I hear what you're saying, and if I ever went back, I'd be throwing fucking votes left and right. No, I'm just kidding. No,
Yeah, because who cares?
but you do care when it's your first time playing and you're scared shit of being cornered or
Oh,
going
I
home because you
feel
want to
like
win.
I feel like I've been playing for 20 years.
But you haven't.
now, so
Like
I'm gonna
with
lie.
with all due respect, like I know you think you have, and you have
Yeah, I
more
get I
experience than the
haven't.
average bear, but you don't.
No, but I would lie.
You don't, Eric. You don't know that.
I'm
You're really
telling
frustrating
you
me.
I would.
You don't know that. You
I would.
think you would, but that house would reveal something in you, and maybe you'd be the first one who'd be like, "Who we voting for, guys? Who we voting for? Group, right? We're all doing the same thing." You'd be shocked how you act in certain
No, I would do
environments.
that. I would be like, guys, we all doing the same thing. We all on the same page. Then I would go in the diary room, vote against them, and then I would walk into the room alone and be like, hi, Life Feeders. Are you enjoying this? Is it creating chaos? I hope you guys are liking it. I totally did that for you. I hope it's entertaining. I gotta go lie to these people now. Bye, guys.
And and I think you'd be shocked the vibe of the house when people start going, "Eric, it was so you," and you're like,
I'd be
"No, it
like,
really wasn't,
no, it
Eric. It
wasn't.
was so you."
Hmm.
And I honestly don't know if you're just like trying to get me fired up because now I'm fired.
I think, no, I don't know how to say it. I'm just going to put it to you this way. I think the difference is I know myself. I've lived with myself longer than other people have lived with themselves, so I know how I would act in a situation.
Oh, okay, hold on. Hold on. This is a therapeutic Thursday right now.
Hmm.
You don't. You've never been in that environment. You do not know how you
Yeah.
would act. Anybody could say, "Oh, if I saw somebody fall through the ice, of course I'd save them." You don't know that. You don't know if you're a fighter or a flighter or a freezer. Most people don't know. You'd like to think what you would
Hmm.
do, but you don't know. You don't know if you panic. You don't know if you pass out. You don't know if you vomit. You know what I'm trying to say? So, same situation.
But
You think you know until you're in that environment. You have your allies. You have the people you're against. It's a pressure cooker. You, my friend, haven't eaten. So let's see how that would affect you. You haven't slept because you're sleeping
oh,
in a
that'd
ball
be
pit, so your
miserable.
fucking back hurts. Now you got to go in a DR and vote. So do not tell me you
Yeah,
know how to be.
not with the people.
You're frustrating. I'm telling you, you're wrong, and you
Thank
would
you,
not.
Jackie. I agree. I do know myself pretty well. You're right, and I know I would do it.
Nope, nope.
I could see you saying I would agree with you that I don't know how I would act if I was confronted in a house meeting. I don't know how I would deal with not being on slop. I agree with you. There are aspects of the game that I don't know
Yes,
how I would handle. I can tell you if I ever played Big Brother, without a doubt, I would throw rogue votes because I would want to be shouting out the live feed updaters and being like, was that fun, guys? Or is it bringing the drama? Did it? That is what I would do 1,000,000%.
but listen to me.
Yeah.
It is cause and effect. You
Yeah.
just said you don't know how slop would affect you. You
No.
don't know how lack of sleep would affect you. You don't know how
No.
the people in that house would affect your dynamic. It is
Correct.
cause and effect. So therefore, with all of those factors, you don't know what you would do. And you could ask anybody who has played the game, your strategy goes out the window. You have to reevaluate. People do things they never expect they would, and people don't do things that they expected they would. And I will fight you till the end of time. You say you know yourself better. I want you to talk to people that are in their 40s, in their 50s that played Big Brother, and I'm sure they'll agree with me.
The 40 and
Where's
50
Cliff?
year olds I'd
Cliff?
say we're not
Cliff?
smart.
clip.
Here's the thing. I've spent the last 10 years, well, I've spent the last 5 years selling my soul to things that I don't agree with to get by. Um, I have no problem being like, I vote to evict, blah, blah, blah. Just for fun.
And you'd like to think that that's what you do,
I
and
know it.
that is called your strategy. But when you're
You know, I
in the
know it.
house, it's very different.
Yeah, but I know
I
it.
don't, I honestly think you're just trying to annoy me now. I'm not even looking at chat because
No.
you're probably wondering why I'm getting so fired up. I have so much passion from this
They're on
episode.
my side, actually, which is shocking.
Yeah, and how many people here played? I am telling you, you are wrong.
Yes, but the people here know that I'm not an emotional player, and you're coming from it
And
from an emotional standpoint.
how do you know you're not an emotional player? Oh, I'm
Be-
sorry. What years did you play?
I'm not an emotional person.
Yes, you are.
I'm not.
I cannot get over this. We're gonna be here for fucking 5 hours if we don't wrap this up. I'm telling you, you don't know. There's plenty of people that went into that house saying I'm level-headed and then started flipping their shit. And there's plenty
No,
of people that typically flip their shit that end up being very
no.
quiet. Look at Braden. Braden's like, oh, I'm gonna tell people like I'm gonna be very and he's fine. He's very, very quiet. Like people shock you with how they tick. And I don't know if you're messing with me, so stop looking at me.
Where am I supposed to look? Here's the
You
point.
know how much you got to me just then because I'm telling you, you don't know. I'm frustrated. I'm
Here's the thing.
frustrated.
I can't even find a comment of someone agreeing with you. So I'm just going to have to take this one and say Nicole doesn't get it. She's just too young. I know.
I want you to talk to like a Cliff, a Kevin, and someone who played the game older than you are right now. And I'm telling you,
Oh my God.
they will say
Sorry,
that they've
Cliff just
made some
texted me.
decisions that shock themselves.
Cliff just texted me. It says, "Hey Eric, I'm watching the show right now. Nicole crazy. I know you would do it."
My argument right now, actions speak louder than words. Put your money where your mouth is.
No, I'm not stupid. I'm not going on that show.
so you so you can't prove it.
I know it. I know me. Was that good? Okay, good. Thank you. So what that was people in Twitch said that if I could annoy you for 5 minutes, that they would give some subs, and I nailed it.
I I get so enraged. I guess I am
But in
emotional.
in all honesty, it was kind of easy because I 100% would throw a vote several times for fun and for the live feeds.
I've always said that too. I always said like, I'm just gonna throw votes. It'd be so fun. It's different when you're in it
Yeah,
and you're thinking about, I want to win this money for my family. Don't screw it up.
yeah. That part I agree with.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you are going back for like the
To
fifth
be
time,
clear, I'm not saying that I would go into the DR and know that my vote would hurt my game.
oh no,
I'm not being like, I
back
know my
pedal, back.
vote. I'm not saying I'm throwing a rogue vote to destroy my game. I'm
That's what you
saying,
just said. You said you would throw votes just for the fuck of it to stir the pot. Now all of a sudden it's no, no, no. I would do this.
yes,
My strategy. Everybody
obviously.
votes as
I
per their
mean, if
strategy.
I was in power with an alliance, I don't mean to tank my game.
Wait, so now all of a sudden there's caveats. Now all of a sudden it's, oh
Yeah.
no, I would vote as per my strategy.
What
New twist.
moron would go into a DR and vote something that's gonna hurt his game?
That's what you just said. You said you would just throw a vote to stir the pot,
Yes, for
just for clicks
fun.
and talk to feeds for fun.
I agree, guys. This is because she's young. I'm
You're so
talking
messing with
about
me.
To be clear, let me make this
I'm over this.
very
You
clear.
finish up this
I
episode.
get I get that all of you realize it, but Nicole clearly doesn't. So I'm going to spell it out now for the few that may be like Nicole. I am saying, Nicole, that if there was a week like this week that we just watched, where someone's going to get voted out unanimously, that I would go into that DR and throw a rogue vote to cause drama. I do not mean that if it is person in my alliance versus person in the other alliance, and there's 6 of us voting, that I'm gonna throw a vote for funsies. Obviously.
So that is different from what you originally said. So that's a little asterisk. And secondly, no shit. Everybody votes as per their strategy. Nobody goes in there and goes, "Oh, Arissa, just roll a dice." Everybody goes in there and you vote as per your strategy, what you think is best for your game. So like we're saying the same thing then.
It's also a good point. And I'm a master bluffer in Among Us, Nicole, and I always get people voted out.
No, you don't. I always call it out when it's you, and I'm always right.
You've played twice. So no. Thank you for bringing up how good I am at Among Us and that I would throw a rogue vote. You're correct. I've even accused my imposter friend. Then I
Okay.
split their throats.
Because Among Us is Big Brother.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's voting people out. Your
From the
friends. It's
comfort
even
of your
worse.
living room.
I would argue, if I had to write a thesis, I would argue Among Us is more stressful and emotional
Shut up. No,
than Big
I'm gonna
Brother.
I'm gonna disconnect my microphone and walk off. This is it. That's it. I am done. Don't you dare.
Because you're
Dare.
playing with your friends, Nicole, and guess what? After 100 days, you don't get to leave your friendship.
That doesn't even make any sense. You make friends in
No.
that house. If you're returning as returnees or all-stars, you know everybody.
And how are you guys doing as an all-star cast? You all kumbaya and hanging out, having
Exactly.
fun?
I mean, we're going to talk to Cody tomorrow, and I'm going to talk to him about Twitch and Among Us, and we could have this argument with him.
Great.
If he sides with you, I swear to God, I'm going to walk off.
He will. He will.
Damn it! Wow, I got really heated. I need to calm down. So Josh was evicted unanimously.
And no one threw a rogue vote like I would have.
And I'm not. Josh spoke to Arissa, made me very emotional when he explained his game and how, like, listen, I had a
Yeah.
meltdown day 3. I had a really rough go at it. I had to pull myself together after kind of going a little crazy, and I did my best. I fought till the end. We see the goodbye messages, like I said, from Austin. I already mentioned that prior. We see Beth also being kind, and Tara, like I said, excuse me, I had tweeted out. She was very call it like it is. You're a very truthful person. You're one of the most truthful in this house. Sorry that you were kind of like an outsider. So I respect Tara a lot. And from there, what? From there, we find out there are no more teams. We go right into the next HOH, which, like we said, was a knockout true false competition where the winner of each round picks the next 2 people. Kiefer and Ty face, I'm not even looking at you. Kiefer and Ty face off. Ty got it wrong. So Kiefer picks Tara and Brayden. Brayden was out, so Tara chose Jed and Beth, our little showmance. Beth was out, so Jed then reciprocated and picked Tara and Victoria. Tara got knocked out. She picked Kiefer and Ro, and that is where the episode ended. Why are you still smirking at me?
Do you have the questions pulled up in front of you or no?
What questions?
Are you able to see the chats or did you not have it in front of you?
Chat? Yeah, I have chat in front of me.
I was just wondering if you could read Baconator's question.
Oh, I just refreshed.
Oh. Well, Baconator wants to know what Josh's pecker size is.
I don't get it.
Like a bird. I think it's a bird.
I don't like
So how
birds.
big do you think Josh's bird is?
I would guess about the same. Isn't your bird like your middle finger? Am I missing something? What's happening? I need this show to end. Am I not getting something? Is this something inappropriate?
No, like I thought you got it, but now you didn't get it.
Like flip the bird. Is your middle finger.
Right.
So how big is his middle finger?
Yes. How big do you think Josh's middle finger is? Baconator76 wants to know.
Why would you want to know that?
I don't know. They specifically said since Nicole knows everything about Big Brother and how people would vote, what does she think Josh's pecker size is?
I just read chat. I don't know. That's his business. What is going on?
I don't know. I just thought it was a good question to end with. He's 30. You also got to remember that's when things start getting weird. What? Yeah, I had 10 years of weird.
I have what?
Nothing.
I
Final
have
thoughts,
10 years
Nicole?
until I'm weird. I'm 26. I only have 4 years till I'm weird. I'm already weird.
I said I'm 10 years into being weird.
11. Don't forget that latest year.
Oh. We don't have to go into the spoiler section on this episode. We already did it at the start. I will say, yes, obviously Victoria is the new HOH.
Hmm.
Looks like people were saying Tyshawn and Latoya were in a meeting about them wanting to flip the vote as we've been doing this episode. So clearly there's probably some drama going on about that.
Okay.
Um, and yeah,
Yeah.
what?
Nothing.
Is there anything else you want to tell me about myself before we end the show? No? You're good? Oh, Nicole Anthony coming out?
I love to piss you
If
off so
you're gonna do Nicole
much.
if you're gonna do Nicole Anthony, I feel that you should be gone and only Nicole Anthony should be on the screen. If you're gonna do Nicole Anthony, you have to do her. There we go.
Hi, I'm Eric, and I love to piss Nicole off all the time. I act like I know Big Brother, and I like to pretend I'm better than her in every which way. And I know it gets her all fired up and annoyed, and she was already on edge from a very emotional episode. But that's okay. I
God, I
want in.
definitely won't tell her I think that the random old person from a Walmart could know the game better than her, but whatever.
That's probably true. I got really lightheaded. All the blood rushed to my head when I did that.
Oh no. You'll be fine.
Calm beast.
You'll be fine.
No, my final thoughts is the best always goes home second.
Yes, where did you steal that from, by the way? Was
I
it
saw
me?
I saw it on a tweet.
Yeah, whose tweet was that? Oh, mine. So you should listen to me. I seem to know a lot about Big Brother. We'll see you guys all on the next show where I throw more rogue votes and Nicole gets irrationally emotional about nothing because she doesn't know herself. See you guys all on the next show. Bye for now, everybody. Bye,
Bye, friends. I love you
friends.
guys.
Bye.